The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, sent a message of condolences to the family of the Mujahid or war veteran Mohammed Haji Ya'la, who died on Wednesday at the age of 94, a message in which he highlighted the qualities of the late. In his message, President Tebboune added that those who knew him will keep the memory of a competent and a loyal nationalist, qualities that will remain a source of pride for his family and friends, testifying forever to his contribution to the homeland.
Later on Wednesday, late Mohammed Ya'la was buried at the Ben Aknoun Cemetery. The funeral ceremony took place in the presence of the advisor to the President of the Republic, the Minister of Mujahideen or Veterans, Al-Aider Biga, as well as relatives and members of the revolutionary family.
The production of the anti-COVID vaccine made in Algeria, CoronaVac, was officially launched on Wednesday in one of the units of the pharmaceutical group Saidal in Constantine Province, eastern Algeria. It is a real feat made possible thanks to the efforts of our Algerian competencies. It should be recalled that this vaccine was produced in collaboration with the Chinese lab Sinovac. Prime Minister, Minister of Finance Ayman bin Abdurrahman was in Constantine to inaugurate this production unit. It is an Algerian product made in collaboration with our Chinese partner, and as you have noticed, these are Algerian human resources in charge of a very complicated process, which requires great technical and technological know-how. Few labs have been able to obtain this validation. Algeria is among the first countries to have obtained it, and we are proud of this unit, of the Algerian executives, and of the Algerian experts who were able to make this product a reality. During his visit of the unit, Ayman bin Abdurrahman hailed the outstanding prevailing mastery of innovating technologies and all the efforts spent by the executives of the Saidal group, while affirming that the vaccine is of a lower cost with an optimal quality which would allow soon for its marketing internationally. The production cost of the vaccine has been lowered when compared to the past, and that is outstanding. We have made up a great step forward quality-wise. Whether from the point of view of its cost, the technical and technological mastery required, and its production, these are real achievements in the era of the new Algeria. You have certainly noticed that several ambassadors and representatives of the Algerian diplomatic corps accompanied us during this visit. This is part of the planned promotion of this product. But before promoting it abroad, I am calling on all Algerians to be vaccinated. Only vaccination can allow us to move towards herd immunity and subsequently open up all economic, social and leisure infrastructures. Algeria was among the first countries to acquire an anti-COVID vaccine and is now pioneering in its manufacture in accordance with the President of the Republic's commitments before the Algerian nation. The Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, Ayman bin Abdurrahman, insisted on Wednesday, during his working visit to the province of Constantine, on the need to protect Constantine's new tram lines against floods in particular. The second part of Constantine's tramway was intended to strengthen the structuring projects while integrating Algerian competencies. It was inaugurated on Wednesday, and it is a probative example of the concretization of the state's commitments to improve the living conditions of citizens and to provide a quality public service. We have engineers, technicians with professional training skills. We must think about moving towards the integration of these skills, particularly within the Algerian University. The secret to independence lies in the implementation of applied research. We must trust the Algerian University and the graduates of this university and integrate these skills to move towards economic independence. It is high time that all the created structures were operated by Algerian human resources and competencies and manned with an Algerian workforce. One must have a prospective vision to go for foreign markets. Consider is a company that proved its expertise in the field with the performance of the tramway project. Prime Minister, Minister of Finance insisted on the need to encourage such performances. Civil engineering works over these 10-kilometer sections were carried out by Consider. This testifies to the capacity of national companies to be up to the task. We must trust our national production capabilities and estimate it correctly, and henceforth all structuring projects must be entrusted to this Algerian company. These companies will benefit from all our support and future projects will be entrusted to them. We hope that July the 5th, 2022 will be synonymous with the economic independence of our country, just as it is an occasion to celebrate the political independence achieved by our great aspiration. The Premier attended afterwards a presentation about future development related to the project, which will be adjacent to the Mohammed Boudiaf International Airport of Constantine. The development works need to be done as soon as possible. You have 1 month to do it. This will reflect a prettier picture of the city of Constantine.
On the second day of his working visit to the 2nd Military Region in Oran Province, the Lieutenant General Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, Saeed Shingreha, supervised the execution of a combined tactical exercise, Rad' 2021, by units of the Western Naval Front. This exercise is part of the training of naval units in combat actions close to real conditions, in addition to assessing the degree of mastery of modern weapons systems and allow naval crews, including submarines, to show their capabilities. At the beginning, the Lieutenant General followed a presentation on the general idea and the stages of the exercise presented by the commander of the Western Naval Front before inspecting on board of a combat helicopter and in the company of Major General Jamal Haj Al-Arousi, commander of the 2nd Military Region, and Major General Mahfoud bin Meddah, commander of the Naval Forces, the units participating in this exercise. The Lieutenant General then moved to the Command and Deployment of Forces building, Qal'at Bni Abbas, from where he supervised the exercise, which was accompanied with missile and torpedo firings launched from the submarine Djurjura. The exercise was successfully executed. The naval targets were destroyed with great accuracy. This success, fruit of the crew's mastery of the various weapons and materials, confirms the development and the operational availability reached by the units of our naval forces during these last years. In the afternoon of the same day, the Lieutenant General went to the Cadet School of Oran, where he met the cadets and delivered on the occasion an orientation speech in which he expressed his satisfaction of the visit of this school, considered as a nursery of highly distinguished and qualified talents. I am very happy to visit the Cadet School of the nation of Oran, to come to meet you. Indeed, our permanent concern is to surround you with all the attention and interest, because we consider the schools of the cadets of the nation as one of the most important components of our training apparatus, for which we work unceasingly to improve their performance and to adapt them to the evolutions of our time, as they constitute a real breeding ground for developing aptitudes and perfecting the know-how, and where men and women with high patriotism and noble moral values, such as loyalty, integrity, and discipline, are trained. We will ensure, as a high command, to instill these noble qualities in the minds of all personnel, with the aim of achieving more success at all levels, especially in terms of development and increasing power of the National Popular Army, so that it is up to the sacred responsibility assigned to it, namely, to defend Algeria, protect its borders, and preserve its territorial integrity, in addition to overcoming the new challenges of security and national defense. The Lieutenant General urged the managers and teachers of the school to awaken in them the love of reading, perseverance, the sacredness of work, rigor, integrity, and discipline, and to instill in them the love of the motherland. At the end, the Chief of Staff inspected the administrative and pedagogical infrastructures as well as the laboratories of the school and gave, on this occasion, guidelines and instructions concerning the necessity to preserve the modern available equipment.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs summoned the French ambassador to Algeria to inform him of an official protest of the Algerian government following the unilateral decision taken by the French government affecting the quality and fluidity of the movement of Algerian nationals to France. This decision, taken without prior consultation with the Algerian party, raised questions related to its ambiguity and motivations. The Secretary General of the Communication Ministry, Rachid Shakib Qaid, highlighted the central position of the human factor marking the Algerian-French relationship and underlined the need for a balanced and transparent management in accordance with the bilateral and universal tools of the phenomenon of the mobility of people. The communiqué concluded by expressing regret as regards this move considered as a blow to the previous bilateral commitments.
As part of the festivities marking the International Day for the Total Elimination for the Nuclear Weapons, the Foreign Affairs Minister Ramtan Al-Amamra took part in a UN meeting held via video conferencing, during which he called for stepping up efforts to eliminate these dangerous weapons, notably the nuclear countries, which have to assume their responsibility in line with the Non-Proliferation Treaty.
The Foreign Affairs Minister Ramtan Al-Amamra received on Wednesday his Kuwaiti counterpart Sheikh Ahmed al-Nasser al-Subah, who is on a two-day official visit to Algeria, carrying a message from the Emir of the State of Kuwait, Sheikh Nawaf al-Ahmed Jaber al-Subah, to his brother, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune. This visit is meant to boost the historical and brotherly relations between the two countries.
As part of the Algerian-Nigerian cooperation, the Nigerian President Mohamed Bazoum received the Interior Minister Kamal Beljoud and the Minister of Energy Mohamed Arkab on Wednesday morning. The two ministers are on an official visit to this country to upgrade bilateral cooperation and relations between the two sides. We were received by the President of the Republic, who was received last summer by his Algerian counterpart. There were many discussions between them and many decisions were taken, and today we are here to implement on the ground all these decisions, mainly related to the holding of the bilateral border commission between the two countries. We agreed with the Interior Minister to hold this meeting before the end of the year 2021, and another project was discussed with the President, namely the issue of illegal immigration and the issue of trade between the two countries. Both Interior and Energy Ministers, respectively Kamal Beljoud and Mohamed Arkab, were also received by the Nigerian Prime Minister Mahamadou Amoudou, in addition to similar meetings held with their opposite numbers.
The Algerian Civil Defense rescued 17 Portuguese sailors whose boat was turned at the level of the Algiers port. Efforts are underway to repair it and allow it to sail as soon as possible.
The Court of the European Union has withdrawn two agreements on fisheries and agriculture, binding Morocco to the European Union and extending them to include occupied Western Sahara. This decision is an acknowledgement that the Polisario Front is the sole legal representative of Western Sahara. In 2016, the decision of the European Court of Justice was without the consent of the people of Western Sahara. It withdrawn the decision of the Council on the agreement between the European Union and Morocco to amend the customs preferences granted by the European Union to the Moroccan origin products, as well as their association agreement in sustainable fisheries. In addition, the court affirmed that the Polisario is the only legal representative of the people of Western Sahara with independence and responsibility to act before the Europeans, and that the Sahrawi people have the possibility to appeal to the court to defend the right to self-determination. It states that investment in Western Sahara must be made with the consent of the Sahrawi people, who hailed this move seen as a major victory.
153 new confirmed cases of coronavirus and 8 deaths were announced on September 29th by the Ministry of Health in a press release. In terms of treatment, the number of cured patients over the past 24 hours is 118. The Ministry of Health also recalled the need to observe healthy measures, notably wearing of face masks and respecting social distancing.